Welcome to the West's most western town, Scottsdale. I'm Stephanie Tippett. In this edition of Scottsdale Roundup, meet a descendant of Godzilla. Check out an award-winning program at the library. Take a peek at the science of the city. Find out how you can get help fixing up your home. See what happens when light, art, and water converge. And finally, get some tips on how to keep your dog safe when you're hiking. Stay tuned, we got a great bunch of Scottsdale stories headed your way. Here we go. Scottsdale developed the world's first automated garbage truck in 1969, nicknamed Godzilla. Now meet its great-grandson in this edition of Heavy Metal.
One of the fun things I like to do is the kids, they always come out and they're always looking at you and waving at you, and you honk the horn, and the ride-alongs, every once in a while you'll get a request and you'll bring one of the kids along with you for a couple streets, and see the excitement on their face.
Are you a budding entrepreneur and looking for a little help getting started? Check out Eureka Loft at the Civic Center Library.
I think the Eureka Loft is important because a lot of people don't know where to start. They think about starting a business, but they don't know how to do it, where to come, and the library, I think, is a perfect place to start.
I started coming to Eureka Loft right after quitting my full-time corporate job, and I'm trying to start a technology startup.
I think the Eureka Loft is really important because it provides a collaborative workspace for people who want to get together and work on a project or start a business together, and we provide that for free.
And not only from the space that it provides and the resources the library provides, but the presenters that present here and the content that they produce is absolutely pivotal to helping people get off the ground with their business.
It's a great working relationship that we have here in the city of Scottsdale, where the city, the library staff, and economic development has all come together for the greater purpose of really providing an opportunity for small businesses, entrepreneurs, and innovators, a path in which they can connect with other like-minded individuals.
So it's a very collaborative, innovative environment where a lot of different kinds of people from the industry are coming together to support people like me who have no clue how to go about navigating the paths of being an entrepreneur. So it's been great.
The Eureka Loft is really a collaborative space that the public has access to, and there's so many different classes and so many different opportunities to network.
I found out about the library, and they had job readiness programs here. I'm helping to direct people, get them to understand how to interview, how to put their resume, cover letters together.
All of that we do for free, and it would be prohibitively expensive if you were to go out and pay a consultant and do all of those things.
It is definitely worth your time. You should absolutely come here and you should absolutely meet the people here.
I think Eureka is a great starting point, and it will get you to your finish line.
Up next, city employees give you a look at the science behind some of the services you may use every day.
My name is Joe Cortez. I work with the traffic enforcement section of the Scottsdale Police Department, and we're out here today at the technology fair for all the city departments. This particular example, this particular interaction that we're looking at right here is the tricycle obstacle course, and the purpose of this particular exercise is for us to interact with the public on a platform of DUI and education for the citizens. What you're watching right now is an adult who is taking the test with the fatal vision goggles, and I brought a pair of these to look at. We have different levels of the DUI goggles or the fatal vision goggles, and they vary from very mild levels of impairment to up to about a 0.25. The legal limit for intoxication is 0.08 by state statute, so we kind of cover both sides of that. The point really isn't the level of impairment, the point is the perceptual distortion that you experience by being impaired. One of the first things to go in impairment is judgment. We can't test for that or display that, but by going through and having a conversation and being able to interact with people with the perceptual distortion, it's a good baseline experience to be able to test how your abilities are diminished as your level of impairment goes up.
The Scottsdale School District and the middle school level emphasizes STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We do lots of hands-on projects to develop critical thinking skills. We do engineering projects, which include graphic design, flight and rocketry, architecture, robotics, and a lot of career exploration. This year, students had an opportunity to use recyclable materials to create an outfit and an accessory of choice from recycled materials in fashion design. Students made jewelry from pop tabs and other recyclable materials such as used beads and safety pins.
Behind me is my project of choice for STEM lab, and what it is I call it a Flintstone trike, and it was constructed because of the need of obese children not damaging their feet while running. And the concept was to have something that takes the weight off of your feet while running, while still giving you the exercise that you need to lose weight. The design is an arch that allows you to sit underneath on a strap and then makes you almost weightless. And then you're able to run, and then after gaining enough speed, you're able to steer with the front tire. One of the main ideas for constructing this was also for autism. For example, my cousin, who has a severe autism, cannot walk properly and doesn't feel safe while riding a bike. So I designed this to help him feel comfortable while still getting exercise.
Today we have opportunity to show off our fleet, our trucks and different technologies and engineering that goes into them. We're starting to convert all our vehicles to CNG. It's a greener burning fuel. It saves us fuel costs. It's about half the cost of what fuel is in today's market. We also have new technology going into our trucks as far as tablets. It does routing for us. It goes through, it gives our drivers a more efficient way to run their routes, gives us real-time information to our staff in the office. It's going to make us all around more efficient, where everything else before was manually inputted or data input. We're saving 10 to 12, 14 hours a day just in staff hours, manager's hours. Hopefully in the future we'll find efficiencies where we won't need to add any more trucks or drivers as we add residents to our normal day's route. Behind me you'll see a side loader. That's a product of Scottsdale's engineering back in the early 80s. It was invented here. The side loader, the robotic arm that picks up the container, that started here in Scottsdale. Because of the robotic arm on our side loader, we're able to pick up 150 tons of garbage a year more efficiently than with a 2-man or a 3-man crew throwing by hand. Our goal is to stay as efficient as possible and keep the costs as low as we can. At the same $16 a month, we look forward to continue that trend.
I'm out here today to talk about water conservation to both adults and to children. We offer a program for youth, which is in-school presentations as well as booklets. And so as part of conservation, that's the stewardship of water resources. And so what we do is we teach children about water and about the importance of water. So we have an education program in the elementary and middle schools where we have presenters go out to the schools and do hands-on workshops with the kids. We also offer booklets, age-appropriate booklets that teach kids about water and water conservation. The idea is to teach kids about the importance of water while they're young, so hopefully they'll grow up and have water conservation mindsets as adults. We also have a tour at the garden that Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts will typically do. They can earn their water conservation badge there, and the garden's caretaker will walk them through the garden and talk to them about low water use plants and again the beauty of xeriscaping. We also have adult workshops, and we teach about landscaping and about irrigation. Those are offered twice a year. We also have booklets that are available. We have a water meter that will help you learn how to read your water meter, use it as a tool to find leaks inside and outside your home, and that's the book here that goes along with it. And then we have a companion piece, which is a toilet test card, so you can test your toilet for leaks. We also offer rebates for toilet or shower head replacement, for irrigation controllers, for salt water using water softener removal or upgrades. We also have an irrigation controller rebate. We also have a xeriscape garden that we use as a demonstration garden to teach people about the beauty of xeriscaping. And so we just come out with all of our materials to share with the citizens.
So when he was standing out here, he jumped out of the side and went into a canal.
Hi, my name's Jennifer Haratsky, and I'm here at the Gadget, STEAM, and Science of the City Festival. Today we're talking about roundabouts, which have improved traffic operations and improved safety. The improved safety comes largely from the fact that you can't have right-angle collisions at a roundabout because there are no crossing maneuvers. And it's also due to the fact that there's slower speeds at the intersection. And so what we've seen is that there's actually a reduction of fatalities by 90% and injury collisions by 76%. So they're also safer for pedestrians because they provide for crossing one lane of traffic at a time, and speeds are slower at the roundabout. So we're excited to talk about them and to see more of them in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale has 3 programs to help homeowners finance repairs to their homes. Watch to find out more.
Did you know the City of Scottsdale's Community Assistance Office offers 3 different housing rehabilitation programs? Hi, I'm Chad Booker, and I'm here to provide you with some useful information about these programs. The 3 programs the city offers are the Housing Rehabilitation Program, the Roof Repair and Replacement Program, and the Emergency Repair Program. The programs are funded with Community Development Block Grant funds provided by the U.S. Department of Housing. The purpose of these programs is to improve the lives of Scottsdale residents by providing safe and sanitary conditions to low and moderate income families. On average, we're able to provide housing rehabilitation assistance to over 55 families a year. First program we're going to talk about today is the Housing Rehabilitation Program. This program offers an interest-free deferred loan to finance a contract between a homeowner and a contractor. The maximum loan amount available is $35,000. 3 years after the anniversary of the project being completed, 50% of the loan is forgiven and the remaining 50% is due upon change of title. The goal of the program is to repair or replace items to eliminate structural code violations, address health and safety issues, provide cost-effective energy conservation improvements, and provide modifications for the elderly and disabled.
The Housing Rehabilitation Program has improved our quality of life because we got some things replaced that were needing to be taken care of, and have just really felt like we're more comfortable because we've got a water heater that's not going to be going out unexpectedly. We've got new wiring that is just really a relief to know that that's taken care of, and insulation, which will help bring it down our utility bills.
Through the program, we will do kitchen remodels, which primarily consist of new kitchen cabinets, new countertops, bringing the electrical up to code and the plumbing up to code that's associated with any of the kitchen work.
Prior to starting any housing rehabilitation project through our program, we perform a home performance audit on the property. One of the key components of our program is to have an energy efficient home once done. One of the most common repairs needed through the audit is sealing your ductwork or even changing out old windows and doors.
Through the program, what we usually run into as far as some problems that we can't ascertain before any of the work is done, primarily are for the electrical, where people have done some of their own electrical modifications, and they've done some strange things up in the attic with wiring, putting wires together, and certainly not to code. Also, when we do a rewire, sometimes we find out that the panel is not large enough to accept the new rewiring, and therefore we would have to include now a new panel. Plumbing-wise, it usually occurs after we've removed a tub, for instance, and find out that the drain is deteriorated to the point that we need to do some work under the ground to replace the drain. Those are the primary areas that seem to pop up when we're doing the work.
When anyone comes to the door and they come in, the first thing, of course, that they see is the floor, and they, wow, when did you do that? And then as we show them some of the other things that have happened, they are really impressed.
Some of the more common repairs performed to improve a home's energy efficiencies are sealing the ductwork, adding attic insulation, and replacing windows and doors. The Roof Repair and Replacement Program provides assistance to homeowners in Scottsdale whose roofs are in a serious condition to which they are structurally damaged or actively leaking in the home. The level of assistance is limited to the specific repairs necessary, and the maximum amount of assistance is $10,000 per household. The assistance is provided on a one-time basis in the form of a grant. The Emergency Repair Program is a federally funded program which addresses household repairs that are affecting the immediate livability of the home. The repairs are limited to our guidelines, which are set through HUD, which determine which repairs can be performed through our program. Most common repairs are water heater replacements or air conditioners in the summertime. The maximum amount available per fiscal year is $6,000.
We have provided services such as removing a step-into tub and taking that out and putting in a roll-in shower, putting in grab bars. At the same time, we will also widen doorways so that they can get wheelchairs through them more easily. And we will take out vanities, which they can't get under to get at a sink. So we'll put in like a pedestal sink, and that way they can get a lot closer to the faucet and the sink itself.
The wider door going into the bathroom is really going to be a benefit for the, if in case and if and when we ever would need a wheelchair to go in there, and then the step into the shower will be easier than getting into a tub. And the grab bars are handy whether you have a wheelchair or not.
Eligibility for all three programs is almost identical. The gross annual household income must be at or below 80% of the median annual income of Maricopa County, as calculated by HUD. Applicants must be Scottsdale residents and have owned and lived in their home for over a year. Applications are available at our office, online, or can even be mailed to you upon request.
Every spring, Canal Convergence brings together water, art, and light at Scottsdale Waterfront. Here are some of the highlights.
Well, Scottsdale Public Art has seen this waterfront develop from the pathways that it started with and the development that's gone on here. And we, a few years ago, were looking at just activating the canal and how we could do that. And one of the ideas of partnering with SRP on the Canal Convergence event was to help build more awareness about our water system. And Jen Lewin's The Pool, which is installed at the Solari Plaza, has traveled all over the world, and it's LED lights, and you can actually interact with it. Everybody of every age loves the pool. During the day, Carrie Hovey's beautiful Grow Me, which are her flowers that are based on native plants and flowers here in Arizona, just kind of really light up the canal.
And it's a fabulous event. I like the energy of the art on the canal, the people, you know, it's exciting to talk to everybody, and Scottsdale's so beautiful. I can't wait to tell people about the restaurants and all of our activities here.
We're looking at 40,000 this year. We know that they circulate to the restaurants, that they do shopping, they go into Old Town, they walk down to Stetson and Marshall Way.
I like the music, I like all the public displays, also all the people that come to see everything. It's just a fun time.
It is a free event and it is family oriented, and we want people of all ages to come out, and we are very excited about it.
Know the signs of heat-related stress for yourself and your pet, and what you can do to avoid it.
Hi, I'm Claire Miller with the McDowell Sonoran Preserve here in the city of Scottsdale. Scottsdale is so proud to have this wonderful resource, and we have approximately 120 miles of trails for people to come out and hike. And we receive somewhere in between 300,000 and 400,000 visitors from all over the city, all over the state, and all over the country to come and enjoy these trails. We want people to come out and use these trails and enjoy the preserve in the natural desert, but we want people to do it safely.
I'm Tim Cooper with the Scottsdale Fire Department. Unfortunately, many of our visitors who do come out to enjoy our trails encounter medical emergencies. Heat-related emergencies are one of our most common, particularly as the summer begins to warm up, and it involves both our humans and their canine companions. Children, elderly, obese, and individuals with certain medical conditions are at higher risk for emergencies. If you notice yourself or someone suffering from extreme thirst or muscle cramps, take precautions immediately before symptoms worsen. Drink water and get into a cool location. Try to cool off with wet cloths. If you notice a person that begins to suffer with headache, nausea, or begins to show confusion, irrational behavior, call 911 immediately.
Many of the hikers that come here to the preserve bring their dogs along. They're certainly welcome to come out here as long as they're always on a leash and you pick up after them, but you need to really pay close attention to your dogs as well. They're just as susceptible to the heat, sometimes even more so, because they're low to the ground. It's a lot hotter closer to the ground than it is a couple of feet up off the ground. So you need to be mindful of the dogs and how hot they can get, how quickly. So you want to make sure you have enough water for them, you keep them cool, and keep an eye on them. So if they're trying to stop at any shade that they find on the trail, they're trying to tell you that they're tired and they're hot and they need to have a break.
Keep an eye on your pets while you're hiking and try to be aware of any signs of a heat emergency involving your canine friend. End your hike quickly if you notice that your canine friend is panting heavily, having difficulty breathing. If his tongue and gums start appearing bright red with thick saliva, you need to begin cooling your dog. Call for help and get the dog off the trail if your dog vomits, becomes unsteady, becomes lethargic, unwilling to move. Heat stroke begins if his lips become blue-gray, and then collapse, seizure, and unconsciousness are following. Death can be imminent with a canine due to this heat emergency. If your dog does suffer a heat emergency during a hike, please get your dog to a vet immediately. Heat emergencies can cause system failures in dogs, heart irregularities, and kidney failure. It's important that he be seen by a vet to ensure that none of this occurs later on.
And actually, even before that, do the best you can to prevent a situation like this from happening from the start. We always think of it in terms of it. If it's predictable, it's preventable. So know how the temperatures are going to be that particular day. Be aware, and if it's going to be hot for you, it's going to be even hotter for your dog. And think in terms of making sure that you have enough water for yourself and for your dog. Some water for them to drink, and a lot of times I like to squirt water on the dog to help cool them off from the outside in. Another good thing to have is those little protective booties that you can put on their feet that can keep a layer of insulation between the hot trails and their dog's feet. So think in terms like that, where you can predict a situation, you can prevent a situation. So try to keep everybody safe, you and your dog.
And remember that a dog can't tell you when he's having a problem. You have to look for the signs that your canine's in trouble.
They're so loyal, they'll go with you and just go until the end. And they just want to go along and they want to be a loyal friend to you. But you need to make sure that they're your responsibility because they can't tell you that they're in trouble. You need to help take care of them as well, so they can go hike another day.
If you find yourself having a medical emergency during your hike, use your cell phone, call 911 immediately. Try to give as much detailed information as to where you started your hike, what last trail markers you were at, and about how long you've been on the trail. Stay on the line with the operator until she tells you to disconnect. And remember, if you're an hour back on the trail, rescue crews are going to take an hour to get to you. So try to prevent an emergency before it happens.
And if you'd like more information about hiking safety or the trails in the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, feel free to visit our website, which is www.scottsdaleaz.gov/preserve.
Well, that's it for this edition of Scottsdale Roundup. Didn't get enough? You can find more at the city's website, scottsdaleaz.gov. Look for quick links and click on Watch City Cable Channel 11. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel, Scottsdale AZ Gov. See you next time.